Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're a diehard 49ers supporter, you know how unpredictable this offseason has been so far. It's like a roller coaster, with twists and turns that keep us all on the edge of our seats. And no, I'm not just talking about the draft or the upcoming season, but some behind-the-scenes moves and tensions that could reshape the NFC West, and even the entire NFC landscape. Let's start with a huge headline that's been making waves. The San Francisco 49ers made a significant move by trading one of their key receivers, Deebo Samuel, to the Washington Commanders earlier this offseason. It's a move that surprised many, especially considering how integral Samuel has been to the 49ers' offense over the past few seasons. But what's behind this trade? And how does it impact the team's future? Well, let's unpack everything, because this isn't just about one player leaving, it's about a shift in strategy and a potential signal of bigger things to come. First, let's talk about Deebo Samuel. When he arrived in San Francisco, he was seen as a game changer, a versatile weapon who could line up as a receiver or even take handoffs in the backfield. His explosiveness and ability to break tackles made him a nightmare for defenses. But as we all know, NFL careers are often a roller coaster, and Samuel's trajectory has seen some ups and downs. After reaching an all-pro level a few seasons ago, expectations skyrocketed. Fans envisioned him as a future Hall of Famer, a cornerstone of the franchise. However, recent seasons haven't quite lived up to that hype. The 49ers, like many teams, have struggled with consistency at the receiver position, and injuries, along with some tactical shifts, have played a part in that. The decision to move Samuel, therefore, was not just about cap space or draft capital, though those factors are definitely part of it, but also about recalibrating the team's offensive strategy and perhaps even signaling a shift toward younger talent or different schemes. Now, inheriting draft picks from this trade, the 49ers gain some valuable assets that could shape their future drafts and roster decisions. But this isn't just a story about a single trade. It's part of a broader narrative involving the team's receiver core and the ongoing quest to find the perfect mix of talent, chemistry, and durability. Brandon Aiyuk, another key receiver for the 49ers, has had a complicated relationship with the franchise in recent years. Remember last offseason, Aiyuk was embroiled in a lengthy contract holdout, stretching all the way through preseason. It was a tense period, but eventually he signed a lucrative 4-year, $120 million deal to stay in the Bay Area. That was supposed to be a sign of stability, a commitment from both sides. But now, things look a little different. This offseason, Aiyuk is not on the practice field, but not because he's injured, at least, not directly. The reports indicate he's sitting out OTAs because of a torn ACL he suffered in Week 7 last season. The expectation is that he will likely miss his second consecutive training camp, which is concerning for a player who's been a vital part of the 49ers' passing attack. Still, Aiyuk has been present at team workouts and even seen encouraging his teammates, showing leadership and determination. But behind the scenes, there's speculation swirling about his future with the franchise. Some sources suggest Aiyuk might be upset with the organization for reasons that remain unclear, and there's even talk about him possibly wanting a trade. This is where things get interesting. Aiyuk recently posted a story on Instagram, and I mean, he's a social media savvy guy, featuring a legendary image of Terrell Owens working out in his driveway. Now, if you know Owens' history, that was a contentious moment during his time with the Eagles, leading to a messy breakup with Philadelphia. So why post that? Is Aiyuk making some kind of statement? Could it be an indirect way of signaling dissatisfaction, or maybe even a prelude to demanding a trade? That's open to interpretation, but the timing certainly raises eyebrows. It's not just Aiyuk who's in the spotlight. Because, you see, another receiver on the NFC East side is also causing ripples, and it's not Deebo Samuel but someone else, Terry Mclaurin of the Washington Commanders. Mclaurin, an all-pro receiver, has been holding out of Washington's OTAs as well, due to ongoing contract negotiations. The situation has become quite tense, and if he remains unhappy with the current deal, a trade might be on the table. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. Some NFL analysts, like Chase Sr. from Chat Sports, have floated the idea of a blockbuster trade that would send Aiyuk to Washington in exchange for Mclaurin. Think about that for a second. The 49ers could potentially get a proven, elite-level receiver in Mclaurin, who has already shown he can be a primary target and a game-breaker. Meanwhile, Washington could get a younger receiver with a lot of upside, who's still under contract and has room to grow into an even bigger star. From a strategic standpoint, this trade makes a lot of sense for both teams. The 49ers, with their rich history of drafting and developing skill position players, could save money by unloading Aiyuk's hefty contract, which averages around $30 million per year and is heavily backloaded. Washington, on the other hand, might see Aiyuk's talent as a perfect complement to their offense, especially with their new quarterback, Jayden Daniels, emerging as a star after a remarkable rookie season. The connection between Aiyuk and Daniels from their college days at Arizona State adds a layer of familiarity and chemistry that could pay dividends on the field. Furthermore, the relationship between the general managers and front offices plays a crucial role here. Washington's GM, Adam Peters, has a history with the 49ers, having helped draft both Samuel and Aiyuk back in San Francisco. That kind of familiarity could make negotiations smoother and more likely to result in a deal that benefits everyone involved. It's a classic case of both teams looking to maximize their assets and fill gaps in their rosters with players who fit their respective schemes and long-term plans. But let's step back for a moment and analyze what this means for the 49ers' overall outlook. The team has been riding high for the past few seasons, thanks to their innovative offense under Kyle Shanahan, their stout defense, and the leadership of their quarterback, Brock Purdy, who has quickly become a fan favorite. The addition of a player like Mclaurin could elevate their passing game to even greater heights, giving them the consistent deep threat and playmaking ability they need to keep defenses honest. It could also open up more options for their running game and tight ends, creating mismatches all over the field. And on the defensive side, the 49ers continue to be a powerhouse, with stars like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and a talented secondary that only gets better with each season. Their draft picks have been solid, and their ability to develop talent has been one of the league's best. But now, with these potential receiver moves and the ongoing questions about contract disputes, it's clear that the team is at a crossroads. They're trying to balance keeping their core intact while also adapting to the evolving landscape of the NFL, one where star players want security and organizations are more strategic than ever about salary cap and roster flexibility. Looking ahead, the 2024 season promises to be another thrilling chapter for the 49ers. If they manage to pull off a trade for Mclaurin, it could significantly boost their offensive firepower and give them that extra edge in close games. Plus, it might set a precedent for how the team navigates player relationships and contract negotiations in the future. The NFL has always been a league of constant change, and the 49ers are no exception. They've faced injuries, tough losses, and off-the-field drama before, but their resilience and organizational strength have kept them among the elite. Now, let's not forget the bigger picture here. The NFC West is as competitive as ever. The Seahawks are building something special with Geno Smith and their young core. The Rams, even after their Super Bowl victory, are retooling and trying to stay relevant. The Cardinals are in a rebuilding phase, but that doesn't mean they'll be easy to beat. Every team is looking for that one move that can put them over the top, and the 49ers are right in the middle of that chess game, trying to stay ahead of the curve. Their ability to adapt, to make bold moves, and to identify value in trades could be what defines their season. And don't forget, the NFC is stacked. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Lions have all been impressive, and the 49ers will need every advantage they can get to make their Super Bowl dreams a reality. The quarterback position remains a question mark, with Brock Purdy taking the reins and looking to build on his promising start. The offensive line is solid, and their defense is among the best in the league, but adding a dynamic receiver like Mclaurin could be the final piece in their puzzle. In terms of player development, the 49ers have been excellent at nurturing talent. Players like Brandon Aiyuk, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey have all been pivotal to their success. Aiyuk's injury setback last season was a blow, but he's shown resilience and determination to come back stronger. The team's coaching staff, led by Shanahan, is known for maximizing their players' potential, and their ability to scheme around injuries and personnel changes has been a hallmark of their recent success. If Aiyuk does end up moving on, it will be interesting to see how the team adjusts and whether they find new weapons to fill that void. Now, circling back to the trade rumors and the social media clues, it's fascinating how these signals can influence team dynamics and fan perceptions. Aiyuk's Instagram story, referencing Owen's driveway workout, might seem trivial at first glance, but in the context of NFL locker room politics and player relationships, it's a puzzle piece. Could it be just a nostalgic throwback, or is it a subtle hint that he's ready for a new chapter elsewhere? The NFL world loves to read between the lines, and this offseason has been rife with speculation, leaks, and surprises. So what does this all mean for the 49ers moving forward? Well, it's clear that they're not just sitting back and hoping everything falls into place. They're actively exploring options to improve their roster and maintain their championship contention. Whether it's through trades, draft picks, or internal development, the team's front office is working tirelessly behind the scenes. The goal is to keep their window open as long as possible and to ensure they remain one of the top contenders in the league. And for us fans, all we can do is watch and wait, eagerly anticipating what's next. Will the 49ers pull the trigger on a major trade? Will Aiyuk find his way out of San Francisco? Or will they keep their core intact and push for another Super Bowl run? The NFL offseason is a time of intrigue, and the 49ers are once again at the center of it all. Their strategic moves, their ability to adapt to adversity, and their talent development will be the key factors determining their fate in 2024. In conclusion, this offseason has been a whirlwind for the San Francisco 49ers, and it's far from over. The trade of Deebo Samuel to Washington was just the beginning. The ongoing contract disputes and social media hints surrounding Aiyuk, combined with the possible interest in acquiring Mclaurin, suggest that big changes could be on the horizon. The NFC West remains as competitive as ever, and the 49ers know that to stay on top, they need to make bold moves, be smart with their cap, and keep their eyes on the prize, another Super Bowl. So stay tuned, because this story isn't finished yet, and I promise you, the best is yet to come. The 49ers are a franchise that's always looking ahead, always strategizing, and always aiming for greatness. And as fans, that's what makes supporting this team so exciting. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.